The legend returns. You know the dance. Smokable smokes, pissable pilsner. Drink it, then convert it to piss. And then...
Uncle.
There's no waking him from his stupor.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with? Even I can see that. I told you not to bring your trouble with you, policeman. We've got troubles of our own here. Though I suppose you took the worst of it. Turns out you were your own ill omen. What do you expect? Police officers get put into dangerous situations all the time.
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping? You look terrible.
You're not limping. You're you.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guilaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
We didn't only get shot.
Well, good for you. Of course. Can I help you with something? That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. I'm sad to hear that. Take care of that with ether, will you? Don't get too many RCM men round here. Be sad to lose the first one.
That's cool. You boasting your bacterial infection like that.
Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. Always steered clear of it.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me.
This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution against coalition forces before they took this city.
The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such. The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do. Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water's deep there.
Aye, aye, Captain.
If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull, I just got it nice and yellow, and no drinking on the boat, and no joyriding either.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
Everyone says you started crying in the middle of a firefight and then bled like a pig. I guess that was cool. Cool. That's very cool to Kuno. Just don't think 'cause you got half your dick shot off and you're an invalid now, Kuno's gonna treat you different. Kuno doesn't reward weakness. It's business as usual with Kuno. Kuno's cold like that.
Feels good for some reason.
Watch out, pig. It's a dangerous world out there. But Kuno's got his eyes on you. Who knows?
I'll die before I squeal, pig. What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games.
Get the fuck out of her face.
So it's a girl.
I'll die before I... Murder was the case? I'll die before I squeal, pig. You don't want to fuck with me.
You can still...
I'll die before I squeal. I come from the woods.
Don't be traumatizing her.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Just an ordinary wall. Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this. Oh, Wall Father.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it all. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush.
Sure. If you must.
Give me a moment. I'm no one. If you can call it living, it's barely bigger than a closet.
And all she gets, too. She hasn't spoken to...
Is this about the questions?
A colourful display of cigarettes and
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. Here you go, mister.
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that this was Cindy the Skull. The fuel oil catches fire immediately with an ominous hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the letters. Black smoke rises from the burning message. The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters. The flames warmed him too. Not at all in a bad way.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. Inside, you see a set of steering levers.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Something is wrong. Only no reply. Only the mindless drone of...
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 8 Union men, I hope. I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The street seems safe enough to me. You can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal.
Everything sounds okay. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheated.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you. Goodbye. Good morning, comrade. Yeah!
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while...
Yes. Yes. Lily's our mum. And that iron. That's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plant. And we make a fire. We make a fire. Gather the sticks for the fire.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war, but this could be important.
There are lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
Your nerve endings sting from the mention of a guy. They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
Yes. I don't know. He doesn't like it. Yes.
Because he doesn't want to be found. Smoke traces.
No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know. We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there. Our father killed himself. Don't say that, he didn't. I don't know. Doesn't even have anything to do with this, you. Father isn't a fire guy.
The two things are unconnected. Your question didn't make sense.
There's a...
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Be careful out there. Sea's calm as death, but still.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. Have you made all the necessary preparations? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
What? Fine. Let's blast SAD FM then.
SAD FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence. In the silence, a sputter of wings. Let's go. The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
As a defensive measure, locking off that side of the bay.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe. Technically, no, it doesn't.
He's right. The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea. The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away, 102, on the islet. There is almost no wind, just snow quietly falling on the reeds, like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work, of great importance to the few who attend.
Yes? I have. Is that why we're stopping?
The lieutenant nods in silence, a silent hiss. Sea air moving through the needles of a pine tree. The faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand. Snow falls on the water, melting away without even a whisper. A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box. Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. A flake of snow falls on an extinguished campfire. Col de Mamadakwa. We are way out now. Way out in the west. No, it's just your imagination. You can't hear such things. ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army.
Sounds an awful lot like.
It does. The RCM may descend from the ICM. It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us.
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. It's going to be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant.
There were all sorts of groups and groupuscules back then. It doesn't really matter. No, an upside-down star.
With its horns in the sky. The symbol of the commune.
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda.
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout, the kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator.
Downstairs, somewhere? I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
That is his idea of a joke. A small agony. Minuscule bones may have fractured. He nods approvingly. He even smiles.
Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm.
The wind outside picks up suddenly, with a faint howl. A hollow ring. The canister is empty. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
This old cylinder. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
A flash of pain interrupts you.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead. Yes, any time. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
You don't have to be a hero. Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor. Most are soft covers. Serialized fantastique and detective stories. Popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin. Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. The print in some of these is pretty small, though. Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet.
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs. I think, yes. Let's see. That one.
The dial slides under the glass, dark and silent. The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
After you. Don't worry. I have a gun. I know. It was not easy to acquire. I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire. A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in. Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you, where it has always been, smelling of tutti frutti and betrayal. Yes, cold and still, but love is warm like the inside of her mouth. Yes, 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 yes. No. We're not starting with that. Not now. Not this time. In the snow-in mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. greasy...
The offer still stands.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening. Sleep. There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim. The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. Contemporary Rivisholians prefer Druan, a local blend from the southern islands.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have visited both locations. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside, though. If people live there, they keep it tidy.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you. Quite old and grimy, from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress. Trepidation. A tingling feeling in your stomach. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting, 1 kilometer across the water. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. You see a small fleck of white on the rooftop.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
More than that.
I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress. I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
Nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
The lieutenant pauses. Regret comes over him.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it. Where? You think so? We would see them if they were here.
Perhaps it's a...
No, officer. It's not an invisible shooter. But this island, on the other hand, or she, we should move.
There's a rain-soaked mattress.
B triple prime.
Soft covers, serialized fent.
Yes?
Soft covers, serialized. Oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia.
Ouzia. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him. Wasn't there some in the communist student's room?
Well, yes. That one student did.
The little books seem inconsequential next to the big pile of frivolous entertainment.
Again, I am not a philosopher, but whoever has lived here, they have some education.
Interesting. The greasy...
The offer still stands.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there. In the blank, you feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to Lee. Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry, off to advise the Queen of Shest, most likely. This is the Holy Suzerain of Mwindi and Insulinda, definitely not your wife. You need to talk to her. Think of the historical knowledge you could glean. I don't know, man. What is the Holy Suzerain doing here? Something seems off.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions. She sighs and looks over her shoulder.
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime. Hey. I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry? Well, don't say that. I know this positive thing sounds stupid to you, Harry, but it works. We all have an obligation to be happy. You too. And you will be. Now.
This is everything I always warned you about.
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality. Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then, over her shoulder.
Anyway. No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really, we don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters. It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try it now.
I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it. That's not what figurines do, Harry.
She looks at the headless Found Rider between your fingers and doesn't know what to say. The figurines don't do anything? Anything at all. But I thought the historic figure, She had. Yes, I thought it would be good.
Harry, I don't want things. I want to go to the aerodrome. I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything. I would have liked the headless fallen rider back then. It's not, but I don't know why I said but. There is no but. That's it, yes. We've talked about it a million times. You will get over it, just like I did. People do. Things will get good for you again.
Where in hell? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything. Oh yes, she'll come around now. I made her love you again, Harry. Are you stupid? She's about to say something. Here it comes. She's started to love him again. Her innocence, Dolores Day, fiddles with the handle of her airport bag. She has a pained expression on her face. It's agonizing. See? She isn't saying anything. I don't understand. It was, she herself said.
We were bad for each other, okay? I was bad for you. Can you not see I'm bad? I had to stop. I couldn't just turn into a bad person. You will get better. It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe? It was hard for me too, you know? I used to think I couldn't live without you. But I can.
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight. But it's clear you're still making her sad. It's not. It's just not possible. It's like eating rocks. You just can't do it.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew. Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
There is a silence. She looks at you, then over her shoulder, then corrects the wreath on the dome of her forehead. As you talk, it feels like chewing on gravel, granite, steel bars.
No, Harry. We can't. We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things twice, and then give up. By that logic, not you too.
I don't know. Please. I can't answer your other questions, Harry. Not anymore. I am actually very ordinary, Harry. Below this gown and wreath, I have an ordinary soul and ordinary thoughts. The only thing inhuman about me is this thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. What is this? This is so far gone, Harry. I don't even... My lungs do not glow, Harry. I am just like all the others. None of us have glowing lungs.
She will, once you have erected the Temple of Light.
It is. And it's making me late for my beautiful, beautiful flight to Morova. Far, far away from you. And Revachol.
All the roads will miss her footsteps when she's gone from here. A completely different world.
That is very contested by modern historians. Very contested. You're only saying this because things didn't work out between us. I have to go to the aerodrome now. I don't have time to defend myself from these accusations. You were very bad to me too. We've talked about it like 7 million times now. I don't want to do that anymore.
With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. She is not kissing you back. This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me. The delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring evening air. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see. I'm pregnant. Of course not. I terminated yours. Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Poverty-stricken fuck. Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else.
More questions. Ask more.
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. I'm gonna go now.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
Light, life, culture. It's so much better than here. Everything here reminds me of you, and the horrible times we had. The nights we stayed up fighting for our dying love. I have to wipe it all off me and be clean again. I want to be a good person again. Not this. Not what you made me into. No. That would only be painful and dull. At the aerodrome, life, love, and laughter are waiting for me. At the cafeteria, dust, hell, and tragic comedy. No, you don't. You're just being a martyr. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight. Yes. I won't see you, but you will see me. Oh, Harry. This is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful. And young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. After leaving you the first time. So long ago. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow.
You're up quick. How was your sleep? Okay.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep. An old man, wearing tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth. Then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours, unclouded by cataracts. His eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
The position? Sounds like a hiding place.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up. My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit. I did. And you opened it. How? I should have burned that console down. Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done. It's a 3-angong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid. You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
The words, "I am an enemy commander," sound cold as iron from your lungs. The old man still hugs his gun.
And what rank would that be, dog? A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song.
The future teaches you to be alone.
The present.
The present to be afraid and cold. Real music. Real Brilliant Kult. That's La Revacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy.
You need to address that remark.
The job of a shitlicker. It is the anthem of the world revolution. One of 3. In Grad, they sang Brave Children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess. How did it go? Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
He waves erratically with his hand, annoyed that he can't remember. It was dear to him. He resents forgetting it. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm.
Warren, personalized even. Looks like this weapon has seen a lot of use, hasn't it?
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
Jacketed, military-grade ammunition. Stable in flight. Good for hitting something that's very, very far away.
As he speaks, he stresses every word. He's liking this. The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
The Commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM?
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the Army of the Revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the Commune had fallen.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
No. I've been on other islands, too. I was an Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea ago. 43 years and 10 months. Should live, but I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers. 2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects a series of burnt black letters splashed across the plaza mosaic. Patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smoldering.
Always waiting for her to return.
Her who?
Girl child, revolution. No. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
So that's why he's the deserter.
What can I do? I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second is all it took for reaction to take hold.
He does not seemingly react to what you said. He does not believe a police officer is genuinely revolutionary.
And this was when?
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships, the combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak. Airships. I climbed out into hell. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know. That the bourgeois are not human. I had to fight it. I had to never stop. 43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. 2 police officers step out of patrol of the office.
Always waiting for her to...
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution.
So that's why he's...
What can I do? It's not an island. What? It's a defensive fortification of the congenitally deformed King Philip II. Built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. Iblis.
He nods. Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one.
How does anyone survive? Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65.
The RCM can provide medical services.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns. I have been running out of that stuff. There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult, mentally, to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those.
There were posters.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Coal City were turned to dust. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Delmer Graves, right? I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others.
You feel the dots connecting. Wait, how did he get down there?
I didn't have to. Came in through the storm drains.
Storm drains?
There used to be a system that connected the bunkers, tunnels and such, under the church and everywhere. The propaganda bunker.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. I do. They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too.
The old man looks across the water at the city.
You're with the RCM. The coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. A so-called Lieutenant W. Freighter. Rock and roll posturing. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve.
A spray of blood from his mouth. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
You're insane. Radio shows, speed racing, sporting goods. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer, trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar.
He nods slowly. Then,
No, you're not. All the real communists are dead. They died fighting for communism. Are you dead?
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more.
There's nothing serious in this world. I've used it for killing people.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. This is what you live for. The great serotonin jackpot. The solution. Going straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
Oh, yes. That one.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof. There were Maybells in the grass when you got here, and nowhere else. Nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are?
Show me the soles, please, Mr. Donald.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called Sensorique. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room.
The size fits, but not the sole.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters?
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silence suddenly.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years.
I may. Clausia.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
With the victim.
There is a small tremble, looks like a smile, a crooked smile, yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons?
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder. You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood. Beating us to the ground. moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. Got your attention. Now you stop eating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. While the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air, and I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere, and so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night?
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
I don't understand. Do you, detective?
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle?
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
He will not stop now. You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Them fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman.
For him to stop reacting to stimuli, to be broken off from the world.
And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth.
This man has seen past her, like you did.
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building.
Past the Fell building on the coast?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her. Her passport and ticket to Villiers.
In the free state of Seminine.
After she was gone.
Did you keep what was in it?
No. Why would I do that?
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
It didn't say Clausia in there. Why would I need that trash?
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system?
It was something. I don't remember. I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks. And a body, hard and lean and bruised all over. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now.
You could tell she was a spook? From the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses. Forged.
He's setting it up for you. The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
It quickly comes to you.
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip-point knife.
Good for listening in, too. For hearing the moaning and the snorts.
Like that, too. Yes, bending like a bow against the glass. I've been through all of Martinez. Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in.
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. There's nothing to hold on to. Only this.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly.
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something. No, I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying. The day after I killed him. Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
Neither does he. He lowers his head. In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes. One more down.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days. Gone. I knew it. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof.
Midtown, across the Bay of Rivershell, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, smaller, distant, hidden. Not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. There, on a dilapidated jetty, in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Special Consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
A tragic comedy.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. The familiar put, put, put.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Pump full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. Intense, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozone, or Coyamoran, or some other island. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain. We did good when we pushed him under the horse car, until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people. Boom boom morons on thin ice. Going under. those other 10 kids?
Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted. The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine.
That is technically possible.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Forgot. The party had each of the 141 Philippian monuments detonated with plastic explosives. Some advertising cockroaches used their accumulated capital to erect a new, ironic version of it.
Wait, it suddenly strikes you. Perhaps it was not as it seemed.
What are you talking about? What is this madness?
The lieutenant, too, has cocked his head and is looking at you with a strange expression.
So you're saying it's a communist monument now?
Not only.
We did always have the prettiest posters. Maybe you're right. That is how dialectics work. And they all should still be sent to Yekokata. Don't be squeamish. It is commonplace to relocate the workforce as the need arises. The fat union man let them put it there. Horse. They were boom imbeciles. At least they're not there anymore.
What more is there to say? You've always got something to say.
I don't think now is the time for this, officer.
To no avail.
I saw you. Serves that pigsty right to have them in there. Ghoulish sarcophagus. The Ecclesiastes are all paedophile. Every fucking morning. For 34 years, royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A Patank maniac race traitor. What is there to be agitated about? The unholy ghoul. I love it there. Another hideous disappointment.
Disappointment. So personal.
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass.
Edgar.
He talks a big game about uprising and social base. First against the wall with him.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time.
Of course. Maybe the Clares asked him to.
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar...
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them. But he's insinuating something. The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water.
Hey.
He acknowledges it. Here we go.
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. And money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder. She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muscova bag over her shoulder that called in, they say, on the eve of battle.
No, that's not quite it.
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally.
No, I guess it was not. She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is, the bend in the river.
Because she was dead?
Just say nothing.
Because the cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal, grasping her tit, and drowned. She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was, heading home to Grand Coron or Betancourt, someplace like that. Someone shot her. Or maybe the cow just fell. Nothing changed. Not in the material base.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk. We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment.
A degenerate worker state. Goat shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up.
The same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody. And the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
Glad? It's all gone.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone, he's prone to erratic hand gestures and clearly malnourished. But that's it. You can see no more by looking at his slouched frame.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The sum of all the erratic movements. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand?
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat. Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is a fucking farce. I can't.
Lillian, you could ask her, maybe. There it is again. To your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper. Stalks rubbing against each other. Something completely different. It sounds like a bow,
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this really us?
Your skin crawls. A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reeds.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence. Its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open, extremely carefully. It's the camera. No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
Understood. Of course.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air, slowly. Nothing changes in the cyclical braying motion of the creature's limbs. They are porcelain white on the inside and reed-colored on the out, beige, light brown, and striped. You are unsure if it is scared or not. Its insect mind is impenetrable to your reasoning. You barely get to take one step. The invertebrate reacts with uncanny speed, skating away across the water. It's gone, like a... The creatures read like the hiss is different from the
It is.
You No. The flash will scare the creature off.
We need a
from the corner of your eye.
I won't be...
You see the phasmid turn.
Understood.
The spindly mechanism turns. Nothing changes. Its insect mind is impenetrable to your reasoning.